morning, good morning. Cheers, everyone. Hello, hello. Hi, Annie, Andrea, Sally, and Tony. Thank you for sharing. And Deirdre, good morning, sweet peas. Oh my goodness, I buried my phone last night, so I didn't hear it go off this morning. But I'm here, and you're here, and that's what's important, right? Okay, so it's Saturday. I know that's a day to sleep in, right? But you're here, and thank goodness. And our Suzanne just came in, and our Auntie Jean. Good morning, good morning. Suzanne, I'm so glad you can join us on the weekends. Hi, Kathy Hand. Okay, let's do some heart brain, or as we have renamed it here, the heart, mind to the divine. So hand on the heart. And we slow down the breathing. We add in some love. And then the fourth thing we do is put a smile on our face. And who can tell me why we put a smile on our face? Somebody type that in, because it's important. I think that's one of the most important things of the heart, mind to the divine, isn't it? And Sally, it's your last day of the week. It's a work day for you. All right. Well, I forgot to share that. I shared it, but I didn't share it to my own page. So let me do that. Here we go. So what's going on? It's a Saturday. And what was that smile all about? Somebody, I know y'all know this. Why is the smile important? Maybe our Marietta's listening. Maybe she'll tell us about it. But I think Deirdre's going to, or Kathy. Hello, Light. Thank you for being here with us. Good morning, sweet Leo. All right, I don't see it yet. There it is, Kathy Hand. I knew you'd come through for us. Spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. Yes, it does. And yes, we have lots of that here, don't we? And there you go. Thank you, Deirdre. Thank you, Leo. All right, let's see what those angels had to say. I don't even know. Really, I have no idea what this message from the angels says. Annie, you're taking the weekend to recharge and relax before you start your week. Awesome. Sally has rain and have sleepy brains. Well, I have travel brain. So I got here yesterday in eastern Tennessee, and it is absolutely amazing and gorgeous. Auntie Jean, you don't type fast enough. Oh, it's all right, sweet one. We know you knew what a smile was, because you do it all the time. Yes, Kathy, that's so true. It's easier to type when you're not driving. Oh, okay. So the blog last night, the message from the angels was love without expectation. I'm going to be gone one day, and I have to accept that tomorrow isn't promised. Am I okay with how I'm living today? It's the only thing I can help. If I didn't have another one, what have I done with all my todays? Am I doing a good job? That's by Haley Williams. Sometimes I think of people who have left a huge footprint in our world, and I wonder if they even knew how much they were appreciated when they were living their life. I believe we don't show appreciation enough to each other while we have the opportunity. When I have these moments, I just want to start calling those that I hold so close in my heart and say what I'm feeling inside. I often wondered why we wait until a memorial service to say how much we care for someone. The time to express those sentiments is while the person is still here to hear it. Why do we bring flowers to a gravesite? Give them while that person is still here to enjoy and appreciate them, to smell them, and to feel special because someone cared enough to show love through a simple act of kindness. Dear angels, I believe we have it all backwards when it comes to honoring someone. So many times I hear a grieving person say how much they regret not sharing what was in their heart with a loved one. It is such a simple thing to express love, but we make it complicated by overthinking it instead of just letting the heart lead the way. Dear ones, to fully give of yourself with all your heart is the most wonderful thing you can do. The only way this is possible is to do so without any expectation. When you start to add in a reason to love, then you are no longer giving unconditionally. It is impossible to be selective in who you extend love to and be truly authentic. Connect in your heart with your true spirit being, and then it is easy to express your love to each other. We encourage you to shower love on at least one person today, expressing out loud without expectation of anything in return. Afterward, go back into your heart and look at how it has expanded and offer up gratitude for the experience. You have just opened up to the most beautiful experience you can have while being in a human body. Dear angels, today I promise to love unconditionally and express that love as much as possible without expectation. I am going to put that in the comments. If you would like to say that throughout the day and remember to express gratitude and love to somebody. I think that was a very important message that they brought to us last night. And hello, Shiraz. Thank you for being here. And Suzanne is brewing coffee as I listen. I need a few to wake up. I'm so grateful for coffee in the morning. Yep, I walked out and there was coffee in the coffee pot and I was so happy. So cheers. And Shiraz says it's so true. We don't tell people how we feel while they are alive. I know. It's like it doesn't make sense, does it? That we wait until they're gone and I wish they knew how much I love them. Well, tell them. Express it. You know, I was called in one day to sit with a family, and the mom was passing. She was at the last stage. I think she was like 90-something years old, and she was in the middle of the living room on a hospital bed, and all the family were coming in. They were going to sit with her and sit around her, and they had me there because she wanted to know who was going to greet her after she passed. Who was she going to encounter in those moments when her spirit left her human body? And I walked in and I was carrying a bouquet of roses. And she looked at me. She didn't know me. She knew that they were going to have a gathering. And I walked in and I said, "This is for you." And she goes, "Why? Why did you bring me flowers?" And I said, "Because I believe we should give flowers to a person that we care about while they're still alive. They can enjoy them. They can smell them. They can see them. So I think we should give the flowers to people who are alive that can really appreciate it." She was impressed, I have to say. Suzanne says, "Well, here it is. I love you all, my fellow peas." I love that. We love you too, Suzanne, and we share love here every day. But what about that person that you're living with? Or maybe even somebody that you've been friends with for a long, long time. Do you say "I love you"? You know, I think it's easier, and I'm not being sexist, but I think it's easier for us as women to express that than for men. It's getting easier, I think. I hear more men express it now, but it used to be it was only the women who would share the I love yous. But it's something that we don't do enough of, I think. We can't have too much love flowing around. Catherine DeSante, good morning to you. All right, so let's see what Kuan Yin has to say about all this. And we're still missing some people. We're missing our blue. Will somebody get that girl in here? I hope that she's okay this morning. I know she's had a lot of stuff she's been going through and some migraine energy happening. So let's call her in. Oh, Leo, I know you're not afraid to say I love you. I've heard it from you many times, and I've heard you express it to others, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life and to know you. Thank you. Kathy, I really try to say I love you to my bestie Suzanne. I really mean it too. I know you do. Yeah. All right, let's see what does Kuan Yin want us to know. Which city am I in? I am in Bristol, Tennessee, and it is magnificent. I'm here in the Appalachian Mountains, which is where I grew up. I grew up in eastern Kentucky, but it's the same mountain range. These Appalachians are huge. They go from, is it Georgia? I'm trying to remember where they start, actually. It may be Georgia that they start, and they go up the eastern states all the way up, I believe, into Canada. I think they go that far up. They're a huge mountain range, and in some places the mountains are taller. Excuse me. The mountains are taller than in others, but here they're beautiful. They're just really magnificent to look at as you drive. Kathy, you sent a message to Blue, Josie, Charlie, Julie, Tammy, Erica, Linda, and others. Thank you. And Auntie Jean says, this is the time of the feminine. Men are saying caring words more often now. Indeed they are. All right, so Kuan Yin has a message for us. And it is the quickening. The fast track with the Divine Mother moves us rapidly through life's challenges. The road can get a bit bumpy when traveling at her accelerated pace, nor will you often feel that you are in control of the navigation. This is part of the experience when you are to be moved rapidly with divine help. Best to just hold on to her and trust you'll get to where you need to be. We get this card a lot, don't we? The quickening. Whenever we're going through those fires of life, we're not alone. We don't have to face them alone. And Divine Mother and Kuan Yin, those beautiful feminine energies, they help us so much. And what really helps is to know that we're loved, but to also express that love. The more we can express love to each other, the quicker we get through whatever challenge it is, whatever hardship or hard experience. We'll get through it with the help of love. Love is the energy that heals, and that's what Kuan Yin has shared so many times with us. Just stay in that energy of love, and look at the love that's just flowing in here. Catherine Kovacs, good morning. And Hope Wellington Marshall, I love you so much. Thank you for being with us this afternoon for you. And Hope says, greetings, beautiful soul family. Trust everyone is filled with love and light. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about, Miss Hope. We're looking at what the angel message was, and it's love without expectation. How many times in life do we have the false idea that if somebody is doing something, that's love? It's not. Love is unconditional. We don't place conditions on it. If you're placing a condition on someone to feel like there's love there, then that's the wrong idea of what love is, because it has nothing to do with what that person can do for you or to you. It's all about just acceptance. Accept, align, allow, right? Yes, we need more love, more hope, and more peace. Absolutely. And Shiraz says, can we pray for this new war that started in Israel? I believe that this month of October is going to bring in a lot of violence and anger. Yeah, there's a project going on called Women Wage Peace in Israel, and I've been following that, and we've been supporting them, and they're saying no more war. We don't want to send our sons, our husbands off to war. And yeah, the women are really stepping up against this. So thank you, Shiraz. We absolutely keep them in our prayers. In any country where there's conflict, we're there. We're praying every day for peace on our earth. Catherine, you're going to a gem and mineral show. I love those. Have fun. That's right, Annie Benani, pure love. And I'm so proud of you, Annie. If any of you didn't hear, Annie passed her test yesterday, and I knew you could do it. And I hope you did what the angels told you to do. Just leave everything at the door when you went in to take that test. Every time you have to take a test, every time there's something that you have to face head on, leave everything else at the door. Hand it to Michael. And you got this, girlfriend. You're on your way up. Deirdre, thank you for sharing. This is day 7 of our 10 million for world peace meditation. Thank you for sharing the link in the comments. Annie says, this family is pure love. Oh, I know. I believe that for sure. And Annie says, I thank God he led me to this beautiful family. Me too. Sally, our grandson is in boot camp right now. Please keep Chris in your prayers. My gosh, we most certainly will. Annie says, oh yes, I did what you said, and Sally said it also. Awesome. Yes, we are celebrating our Annie today and that milestone that you accomplished. So thank you, Annie, for being here so we can wrap our arms around you and cheer you and say congratulations. Absolutely. Prachetta. Hello, darling Prachetta. Thank you for being with us this morning. How are you doing, sweet one? I'm so happy that you're here. All right, so how about a couple of messages? How about the tiny book of angel messages? And let's see what they have to say to us. So, what's it gonna be? Alfie, somebody have a number for me? Annie, choose a number. Sally says page 12, please. Okay, let's go to page 12. Oh, I love this. I love this message. There are legions of angels at your beck and call. Wherever there is a need, we are there. We will not force ourselves on you, however. We are always listening to your heart. which is where your soul energy is. At any time, you can call to us for guidance or ask for us in your prayers to God. Now, this is a very important message, and it's important because we don't pray to the angels. The angels were created by God, creator, source, whatever you choose to call the highest being that is. And the angels were created for us. Well, they were created for God too, because there are angels that just serve God, that just praise Him and surround Him at all times. But we invoke angel energy. So whenever there's a need, whenever there's something that we need to call in to for help, for health, for abundance, whatever it might be, we just ask the angels to come to us. We don't beg them, we don't pray them, we don't try to bribe them. we just invoke their energy. And I just think this is such a powerful, important message for us all to realize. And it may be time to do another class on angels. So I'm thinking that may be what we do after the empowerment class, which is a week from today. Those of you who haven't signed up that are interested, the class will happen next Saturday, and you can still sign up for it. There's a jot form to fill out. So I hope I see some of you in there. So thank you, Sally, for picking that number. And Sally said, that was my sister's birth date. I just asked for a message and it was received. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. All right, Shiraz wants page 9 read. So let's go there. When you give in to fear, you go into a dark place where things look their worst, and you get caught up in this vicious cycle of worry, anxiety, and fear, creating it in your mind, the worst possible outcome where there is no hope. Is that what you desire? Hopelessness and helplessness take you into victimhood. You are not a victim unless you allow your power to be taken away. So there you go, Shiraz. What a beautiful message. Don't go there. Just stop worrying. Stop the anxiety. You can stop it. You're in control. And we're going to talk about that in the workshop this coming weekend. How you can be in control of those emotions. Page 36, Catherine said, I love Saturdays because we do more than one message. So this was Catherine Kovacs. Staying in your own integrity is what matters most. Boy, is that true. So, sometimes we hold others to a high standard. We want them to be honest with us, right? We don't want people to lie to us. If they say something, we want it to be what's the truth. But how many times do we hold ourselves to that same high standard? How many times do we stop and say, am I in integrity here? So that's a really good message there. Always be true to yourself and to others. Annie, 7, our girl we're congratulating today, wants page 31. Dear ones, be quick to forgive and slow to anger. Allow yourself to fully step away from situations, to examine them and release anything that might create hurt, and stay only in the energy of love. Boy, I've needed this one my whole life. There's a place for anger, and anger is not a bad thing. It's gotten a bad rep, I think. But the thing with anger, as with any emotion, except love, you don't want to get stuck there. It's okay to get mad. It's okay to feel that anger. Acknowledge it and thank it, but then move forward. Don't just stay there. Work through that anger and move into love. Let the anger be a motivator. Let it be something that you say, okay, why am I upset? Because as we know from Course in Miracles, we're never upset for the reason we think we are. So why am I really upset? And then let the anger move you into a direction of love and healing. So thank you for choosing that one, Annie. That was a beautiful message and lesson. Page 82 is what Kathy Hand says. So let's see what your message is. And Sally says, I needed all of these messages. Yeah, I love Saturdays because we can get quite a few of them in here before the prayers. Good morning, Charlie. And we're saying happy birthday to somebody. Prachir's daughter, Annika, has a birthday today. Well, happy birthday, sweet Annika. How old is she, Prachetta? We're going to Kathy Hand, number 82. And I don't think I missed any. Oh, Jean wants me to teach about angels. Can't get enough about angels. I have a workshop already that I can present, so let's do it after the empowerment workshop. So October is all about emotional empowerment. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month also. So we're going to focus on those two things this month, and then we'll go into some work with the angels. All right, page 82. And this was Kathy. Can you envision holding a dandelion and seeing it as equal to a diamond? This is the mindset necessary to becoming your bodhisattva self. Trust your intuition, dear ones, and you will lose the judgment and become only love. You know, I so love this message, and I'm going to do one more after this one. I love this message for all of us. I love how Abraham says it's just as easy to manifest a castle as it is to manifest a button, because there is no measurement, there is no comparison. And when we lose that mindset, that comparison mindset, then we see what this means. We see how a dandelion is just as important as a diamond, how a piece of coal is just as important as an emerald. Those things that we think are priceless, those things that we think, oh my gosh, I wish I had that. The thing is to appreciate the everyday things, to appreciate that which you can just walk along and pick up and hold in your hand. When you can do that, when you can appreciate a daisy, my favorite flower, instead of a rose. Roses are beautiful too, but they're the same energy. Everything is energy. And when we stop comparing, when we stop putting people up on pedestals and say, oh, that person, you know, they're awesome, aren't they? Well, yeah, and so are you. See yourself just as awesome as that person that you hold in high regard, because you are. We're all the same. We're all one. And that is the crux of this message, that it doesn't matter what you've assigned a value to for that dandelion. Some people hate dandelions. Some people think they're just obnoxious and they're a nuisance. But they're just as important as that piece of quartz crystal or moldavite or whatever it is that you think is so wonderful and amazing. It's all the same. And Kathy says, I like the little messages on page 82, right after the one you read. Speak softly, hug often, and love unconditionally. Yes, yes, it goes right along with that, doesn't it? Yeah, and it goes along with the message that the angels gave us from last night. Okay, Annika is 17 today, so I'm going to read page 17 and then we're going to go into our prayers. So if you have anything that you need us to lift up today, please type that in the comments. I just put that up for you. Let's see. And Sally says, yuck, I really don't like feeling like a victim. And we don't have to. When we lose comparison, when we lose the shame and blame and we give our power away, that's when we go into victimhood. But if we know who we are and stay in our magnificence, yeah, there's nobody that can make us feel like a victim. Kathy says, I have that message in page 9 highlighted. Pretty soon, I'll have the entire book highlighted. Well, pretty soon, Kathy Han, there's going to be a new one. You guys, you know the angels give a message every day. So at the end of the year, there's going to be a new Midnight Calls, and there's going to be a new tiny book for us to look at and hold and see the beautiful message that they gave throughout this year. Catherine DeSanti said, oh my gosh, that message felt like it was just for me. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Catherine, for being here. Sally says, I needed all these messages. And hello, Erica. I know you're there. And Kathy says, I have that message on page 31 highlighted. It reminds me of the anger Bob shows a little too often. I wish you could teach him about that emotion. He's welcome to come to the workshop. It's free for anybody who wants to come. Kathy, it's also Domestic Violence Month. Yeah. So many things for us to pay attention to, isn't it? You know, I was, I'm focusing on human trafficking right now, and it was interesting. And one thing I made note of as I was driving recently is the signs that are up in the restrooms, in public restrooms, and the lack of signs in public restrooms. That was what I really noticed. And I believe that every public restroom needs a sign about human trafficking. I fully believe that. And it is my mission now that this has come to my awareness. It is my mission to see that that's a standard. And I don't know that there can be a law or anything, but it's my mission to just contact whenever I see that there's nothing up on the wall or on the doorway, to contact the owner or the manager of that establishment and say, would you please post something? And we are working on creating something to be posted and to be handed out. And I believe that it should be everywhere, in every public restroom. Okay, so that was my soapbox, and we are working on getting that wording. We've got some people working with us that have been involved in helping out with human trafficking and rescuing the victims and turning them into survivors. So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and when we bring it out, it's going to be big. There's even going to be an interview for a documentary about it. So I'm happy about that. Auntie Jean says, comparing sometimes leads to judgment. No judgment, just love. I love that. And Suzanne says, plus dandelion salad is really good. I've never had it, but I would love to. I know dandelion is really good for you. There's dandelion tea as well. Oh, thank you, Prachetta, for letting us know it was her birthday. Carrie says, I woke this morning to know Teri Angel. I miss you. Well, Miss Carrie, I miss you tremendously. And thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for letting me sleep under your roof and be there in your presence. And how's our boy doing? I just love him so much. And Catherine says, yes, I need to rise above fear and victimhood. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Page 17 is for Annika, whose birthday is today. Rise up. Lift your head and search your soul for strength. Out of ashes, a phoenix will rise. When you bond together, you rise together. Let each new struggle breathe life into that phoenix. I love that. And Annika's 17. Wow, that's a tough age. It can be a really tough age. You know, those teenage years, you're just finding yourself, and it's your time between childhood and adulthood. So rise up, dear one, and stay close to those that love you, and just allow yourself to come into who you are, who you truly are. I feel so much love there in that family, and thank you to your Aunt Perchetta for bringing you to us. Carrie says, Baskerville is doing fantastic. The healing worked. Oh, I'm so happy to hear this. I shared about it last night on Chanting, about this wonderful, amazing animal that Carrie's son has adopted, and just the trauma that this dog has been through. And he has PTSD, and really was really receptive the second day I was there, not the night that he got there, but the next morning, yesterday, he was so receptive and open to receiving love and to be healed. And it was just a beautiful transition to watch him go from that, I don't know about you, I don't know what you're all about, and not wanting to open up his throat chakra or his root chakra, which has been very damaged. And at the end of the day, after he received the healing, go over to his bed, lay down, and go to sleep, and just relax enough to do that. So thank you for that opportunity, Carrie, to let me give love, because in giving love, we receive love, and animals are pure love. So when they can get beyond what someone has done to them tragically, then we see that love shine, and that's what's happening now. Okay, so Prachetta says, special prayers for my dearest, beautiful Teri, very Teri, ma'am. Prayers of strength and gratitude, special prayers of love and good health for my sweetheart Annika. Prayers of good health for the entire Angelic River family. Love you all so much. We love you, Prachetta. Thank you for being with us. And Suzanne says, I just got through this, Catherine. You got this. Sending love. That is one of the things I love about this family. We do lift each other. Carrie says, picking up dog toys, and there's a random white feather. Yeah, it was a flower too, right? A white feather in the middle of my floor. Hello, angels. Well, oh my gosh, Carrie, I have to tell you this. So after I left Carrie's house, I drove here to, it was a couple of hours to where I needed to go, and I stopped in a place to get a drink and use the restroom, and that was the restroom where there were no signs, and I really want to reach out to them. But I was digging for a quarter in my purse, and I found it, and I remember I put the quarter down on the counter, and I'm looking at the counter, and there's nothing but my quarter there, right? So I turn around to leave, and this lady calls out to me from behind the counter, and I turn around, and she's holding a feather, and she goes, is this yours? Now, I swear, you guys, I looked at that counter. There was no feather on the counter when I put that quarter down. And then when I walked away, the feather appeared. And it was a beautiful feather. It was big. And I know there was no way I would have missed it if it had been there and like fallen out of my purse or something. That was like the coolest experience, to have a feather just appear from the angels. And I know that it was a sign for me to remember more about that place that I had stopped in, so that I will, it's on my to-do list, but it needs to be a to-done, that I reach out to them and say, I would really love to have messages, especially in the ladies' restroom. The men need it too, but there needs to be messages about human trafficking, and a phone number that someone can call if they need help. And on our material that we are going to have printed up, I want it in big red letters, "Are you safe?" This is what I heard from the angels, that the message is going to start with "Are you safe?" with a question mark. The angels are everywhere. They're really prolific right now. And Kathy says, I wanted to attend the workshop, but I'm fairly sure Marlena and Luke are coming to visit that weekend for our town's huge Color Fest celebration. Well, there's 2 weekends, Kathy. It's the 14th and the 28th. So hopefully you can make one of those. And Sally said, these signs should also teach the silent language. Oh, ours will. Yeah, ours will have images that people show, and how to recognize when there's something going on. Sally, I sent an email, so I hope you got it. And we're going to brainstorm about what all's going on those informational pamphlets or postcards or posters or whatever it might be. Kathy, prayers for my sweet pea Marlena. On top of not finding that perfect job, she will be going through some tests to find out what's going on with her feminine health. Yes, definitely putting her in our prayers. Oh, sweet Prachetta, I love you. And our Deirdre has our daily prayer. Okay. And Carrie says, Basker has been violated in so many ways, but still chooses love. I adore this soul. He's my grand dog, and he gets extra special love when he is with our Carrie. Trust me, she is making sure that he is going to forget everything. And I told him, it's okay to not remember it. It's okay now to know you're safe and you're in a place where you'll never have to feel that pain again. Suzanne, please keep Jillian and her family in your prayers. Hubby has to leave again for work. We certainly will. All right, Suzanne's been finding a lot of feathers. Yeah, they're showing up big time for us, you guys, so pay attention. Laura, welcome. Prayers for Nancy. She has a broken jaw, facial fractures, and needs some teeth replaced. And thank you. Absolutely. And please keep the couple that I'm with, Bob and Noel, in your prayers. They're getting ready to travel to Costa Rica to lead a conference there, a beautiful retreat down in Costa Rica. And I'm so excited for them. They leave in a few days, and I'm enjoying the heck out of them and getting to know them and their beautiful energy. They started an organization, Co-Creators Convergence, and so that's what they'll be doing. They've been doing it for over 10 years, I think, and it's just beautiful. All right, so let's go into our hearts in these couple of minutes that we have left and just share love. That's what we want to do today, is have that love bubble up. You know, I saw something yesterday, and it was a sailboat with the words bubble up, bubbles up. And it was in honor of Jimmy Buffett, who just left. Jimmy was such a happy soul. He just really brought happiness. So let's do some bubbles coming in today from our heart and send those bubbles up into the air. Let's do that visualization. Are you ready? Let's do that. So breathe into your heart Let it open up to love. Receive. When you breathe in love. Let it come into your heart space. And when you breathe it out, envision you're blowing bubbles. You can blow it through one of those little gadgets that you get as a kid that we blew bubbles, or you can just let it come out of your mouth. But bubbles up this morning. Let them float through the air. Let every bubble contain a message of love, of peace, of joy. You can place all of those in individual bubbles. You can place them together in a big bubble, ever how you want to do it. When you breathe in the love, hold it in your heart, and when you exhale, breathe out bubbles. Just see bubbles everywhere, floating through our world, shining out those messages of peace, love, joy. I love this visual. We might do this today on 10 million for world peace. Then relax. And let's remember all those that we lift up in prayer. Put them in a bubble. Everybody that's needing prayer right now, see them inside this big bubble and send that message upward to our Creator, asking that they see, acknowledge, and answer the prayers for the best and highest good of all. And then send bubbles to each other. Let's just send those bubbles out far and wide. We do this with our words of love and gratitude. Y'all ready? Are you ready for this? What do we say on the count of 3, 2, 1? Thank you. I love you. I'm sending you all bubbles and bubbles and more bubbles. Sally, us too, every day outside on the mat at the center as well as the yoga room floor. Oh, the feathers, yeah. All right, so here we go. Thank you, I love you. I'm going to see if I can play our Leo. Leo, where you at? I have way too much stuff on my phone. It's hard to find Leo anymore. I need to put this in my music section, don't I? All right, here we go. Look at that. Auntie Jean, the slow typist, was the first one to type it in. Thank you. I love you. Come on, come on. And bubbles is fun to say. Yeah, it is. Bubbles. AAA. Andrea. Hi, sweet one. Cuppa full of joy. Oh, I love that, Kathy Hand. AAA. Full of joy. accept, align, allow. Thinking of our Marietta. I hope she's doing well. I think she got out of Michigan. She was on Lake Michigan for a while. Love joy. We got sunshine here in Tennessee. Get ready for it. Here it comes. Annie, yes. Woo! Alrighty. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your love, and thank you for your love for each other. That's what's important. That you come in here and you give and you receive love. I love you so much. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. And I'll see you at 1 o'clock today for the 10 million for world peace. I hope you can all join us. Come on in and be blessed. I think we're going to do a bubble meditation. I think that's what the angels want. So let's see that happening today at 1 o'clock. I love you. Namaste.